Welcome, Ruth. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Dave.
Thanks for your time today. I would like to have more conversations around so many topics and subject matters you have experienced and you lived through these times. But could you briefly give us your background and where you grew up and how your life has been across last 80 years?
In a very short time, like 2 seconds. Okay, I'll try to cut it really short. Born and bred in Queensland from very old background families who came out in 1852 into Queensland, gold mining. And from there grew up still in the same area on the north side of Brisbane, and on the same plots of ground and everything that they came out and farmed on as well as gold mining. And then my father went into business, so he took the opportunity. He was quite clever at school and went to the beginnings of the Brisbane State High School. And so from there, at a very young age, it influenced our family because he did very well in business, but he certainly it took its toll, and he died very young, and my mother died very young. So I had a very secure, comfortable upbringing in a very sound way, and he was very conservative, modest, humble, but he had a big influence in our local community as well as our state side of politics and later in federal politics, but he didn't stand for anything, but he was there always as an advisor. So I grew up with lots of debates around my table, and then when my mum died, I was still at high school, and so I had been a bit like my dad and okay, pretty good at school, but my grades did drop a bit and I didn't know what to do, but I always loved teaching. And I put my dolls up in front of a little blackboard in the backs and all the rest of it. So I decided to go down that track, and instead of doing a shorter course, I did a longer course in early education, and it was probably the best thing ever in my life that I've been able to do, because it was the psychology of how the mind works and how children learn, and really you can apply it to absolutely anything in life, and even to myself, which at times I didn't learn, I can assure you. I didn't learn all the way, but it certainly held me in good stand when it meant hard work and application and creating an environment in which children could learn. I carried that right through life, because I went to Alice Springs actually, and taught there in the early 60s, and married a local guy there who had a very different background from what I had. So it was out into the bush as contractors and all that sort of thing in the 60s, and it was a pretty wild territory in those days compared to, well, even now, but we'll say it was a very difficult, hard way of living compared to the way I had lived.